Good morning, welcome to the broadcast. I am Todd. Most of you who are watching know me. Welcome to DigginLife21. Today we are fixing a small creek bank erosion issue for a lady. The creek bank is all of 18 inches to 2 feet high from the top of the stream. The stream is about that deep. It wasn't necessarily a job that I wanted to take, but things have slowed down a little bit, I guess, in part to the coronavirus, I don't know. But we got caught up. Also, we took Brandon on, and that has helped me get caught up a lot. So, I bid the job. I bid it a little bit high, kind of hoping I wouldn't get it. But I'll be darned if they didn't hire me. So, we're going to go, we're going to do it, we're going to enjoy it, and we may even make $1 or $2. We will see. We're on our way now to the rock quarry, Grove Stone and Sand of Black Mountain, North Carolina. We're going to get about 6 tons of Class B riprap. The excavator is already on site, and what I'm going to do, there's not really a good place to dump material out to get it with the excavator and to avoid cleanup. I'm going to just dip it out of the bed. I'm using Wilbur, so dipping it out of the bed, if it causes a few dents, no big deal. Man, is it a beautiful day. It's sunny and it's low 60s, nice and cool, good day. I'm just going to be dropping the riprap off of the bank, and actually I think I've got enough reach to where I can dip it out of the bed, carry it up the road, and reach the boom straight out and almost drop it right into the creek. Then I can go down and move it around by hand. She has a spot where the water has chewed into the creek bank and caused a fissure. And there's a hole in the yard a couple of feet from the creek bank where she's got a sinkhole. It looks almost like there used to be a stump there, and it rotted out, and the roots were close to the creek. They rotted out, and the water has followed that path. That's what I think has happened. But why it's happened really doesn't matter. I'm going to run by the yard and cut a couple of pieces of road fabric, and I'm going to line that section with it and then place the riprap on that. It's the worst section of the few. There's really not any big areas. There's the one that's just about 5 feet long. That's the main part. And then we've got several smaller sections. Nothing major. This is more almost of a landscaper's type of job. But when things are slow, you take whatever work you get and you move on. So let's pull in the quarry here and get some big rock. Make sure that there's no raccoons or baby cubs or anything in the bed.
ABCM for Mountain Land Man.
Alright. There are no entities in the bed, so we don't have to worry about them getting crushed. Let's get it loaded. Class B, let me get a chance. Got a bunch of pole balls. Away we go. Let's see how much weight we got. That feels about right. Yesterday, but it's pouring the rain and nasty. I'd had Brandon lined up to drop some trees yesterday evening, but I let him make the call to hold off. He called the customer, they worked out doing it this morning, so he's going to be dropping trees today, and I'm going to be working this little job. Hills are busy today. Busy. That's a good sign for our economy. I've been talking to a lot of you guys, and those that just now bought a piece of equipment and getting ready to start your own thing up. Keep a positive attitude. Things slow down this time of year anyway, and with the election, the virus, when people get nervous, they clam up, they stop spending, and the whole idea of a good economy is that people are spending. They're buying stuff that they just won't not necessarily need. That's what drives us. So people are going to clam up for a little while, but the good news is also bad news. Schools are starting to open back up. I know my little girl, she's starting back to school 4 days a week next week. So with schools opening back up, a lot of people are going to be able to go back to work like they were before. So it's breaking my heart that Emma's going back to school, and I'm not going to get as much time with her because I have shared time with her and her mother, and that's hard. That's hard for me. I wouldn't trade the time that we had together for anything. But for all of us who are in business or even working, it's a great thing. It's, you know, people are going to go back to work and they're going to start hiring us to do their excavation and grading jobs, thing clear and stuff like that. So it's okay. It's a good thing. So we're at 18. Well, that's just everybody's just about right. TTW2, Class B. So keep a positive outlook. You know, it's gonna, the economy will always fluctuate, and especially this time of year, you have a drop. But I think once we get the election over with, and you know, with the schools, that's the big thing. That's really encouraging to me. With the schools going back in, I mean, can you imagine having kids but then having to homeschool them? Kelly's been having to work with Emma almost all day, every day that she had homeschool, and I don't see how a lot of you parents out there have even done it. It's, my hat's off to y'all. You know, Kelly's been able to do her job from home and homeschool, so she's been pulling double duty. I couldn't love her enough to show her how much I appreciate all the work she's done. So keep your chins up. Things are going to get good. They're going to come back. My calls are still coming in. Call volumes have dropped off by, I'd say, 30%, 30 to 40, but we're still booking jobs, so that's a good thing. It'll pick her right back up, I think. That's just what I think. Come back down the house, get my muck boots. I gotta find somewhere to put them. And the bed will work. Now, let's go to work. Alright, we just pulled on the yard. Cut us a couple of pieces of this road fabric to take with us. Recut it if we need to. Cut a couple of strips anyway. That should get us through this little project. We're not going to put it everywhere, but there's a couple spots that could really use it. So, off we go to the job site. This is where having a driver comes in handy, folks. My 2-foot bucket on right now because with that much weight, I want to be able to go way out here and drop my rocks off. Come on back, Brandon. Raise your bed up a little bit for me. got that one section done, and now we are going. The machine set up here. Now we're going to dip some more rock out of the bed of the truck. Hopefully without any interruptions from cars traveling through. Come on ahead, Brandon. We're going to go up here and blast this rock out. This job's going good. We getting our exercise today, that's for sure. But man, am I glad. It's nice and cool, beautiful day. Couldn't be better. do better than one rock, Todd. I really don't want to tear their driveway up anymore than I have to. Oops. So I don't want to mess up my fabric. Try to get all these big rocks with the machine. Toss these by hand, be quicker. We'll check back in shortly. All right, folks, so 2 men, myself and Brandon, 2 trucks, Orville and Wilbur, and 1 excavator, Old Yeller, and 6 tons of riprap later. The creek erosion has been mitigated. We had some leftover stone, so we just put it over here to the side. This side here has fabric under it. That was a hole, filled it in. You can see the edge of our fabric right there. We can move around. Got this edge done. Goodness, for a cool day. Also had just enough rock to just toss down here. I had to place it without being able to see much because I was way up there. They put that pipe in without asking the owners of this property, so it caused a little bit of erosion down here, but that shouldn't be a problem anymore. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this little video. It wasn't much of a tutorial. Maybe it helps somebody figure out how to help somebody else with some creek erosion. So thanks for joining me and Brandon and the crew. We'll see you on the next one.